Good evening. Oh, man. Well, it was certainly a letdown of a day as far as news is concerned. Um, the one thing I can say is there's always tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you probably already know that we just got teased with Epstein files. Much of the information had already actually been released. I'm sure you also know that that New York City is who has some 5,000 records, something like that, I believe. I've got an article here. They're supposed to be turned in to Pam Bondi tomorrow, I think 8 a.m. their time, DC time. So, we'll see what happens. Because if people start making excuses as to, well, we can't find them or they're gone, or there will be a chain of command, if you will, and they will just keep going down the list, the chain of command, till they find out exactly where they are or what happened to them. Now, that's if they're actually truly doing this, if you will. I say that because you just don't know. We could all be getting hoodwinked. There's really no way to know 100% unless we actually start seeing consequences. If we don't start seeing consequences, then, we don't even know that Jeffrey Epstein is actually dead. He could have been simply taken out of that cell, and I'm sure they could have absolutely faked a dead Epstein, and he could have been whisked off to another country or whatever. It was an AI hit. That would be wild. Oh, you're talking about Gene Hackman. Oh, yeah? You think maybe Alexa did it? Yeah. Possible, I guess. All right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I usually don't have, if it's about entertainment and stuff, I usually don't have it. I do actually have one tonight on gaming, which I wouldn't normally ever do, but I think it's very newsworthy. I don't know, man. I do have a bunch of tabs open, and I am pleased to see that a young lady had caught the eye of Elon Musk, and well, I'm assuming that she may be working directly under Doge, I would assume, and it's awesome. I saw her on Glenn Beck, and he did a segment with her, and I was highly impressed. And I even made the comment at that time that I really wished that Elon would get to see that. Because, man, she's going to be a great addition to what they're doing. I got a video of that, so a video that Elon actually put out. Coffee. I'm glad it's my Friday. I guess I could deal with this one real quick. DOJ releases the Epstein Files Phase 1. So, you already know about all that good stuff. I don't think there's probably anything in here you don't know. First phase of files released today sheds light on Epstein's extensive network and begins to provide the public with a long overdue accountability, said Pam Bondi. Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators. And then it's got a link to where you can go get the file. You can download the PDF if you'd like. According to the DOJ statement, the release is in part of a broader initiative to increase transparency regarding Epstein's criminal activities and people connected to him. However, some critics have expressed disappointment in Anna Paulina Luna, who leads President Trump's declassification task force, stated that the release did not contain the substantive information the public had been expecting. The DOJ has yet to comment on whether more names of high-profile individuals linked to Epstein will be revealed in future releases. The FBI, which has been accused of withholding documents, is also under pressure to release additional materials following Bondi's demand for full disclosure. Here's where it says it. The Bondi has requested the FBI hand over the remaining documents by 8 a.m. Friday and has tasked FBI Director Kash Patel with investigating why the request for the documents was not followed. There will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, and no stone left unturned, and anyone from the prior or current Bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued, said Patel after Bondi wrote him a letter earlier in the day demanding the immediate release of all pertinent files. The FBI is entering a new era, one that will be defined by integrity, accountability, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. So, I hope that this is true. I hope they live up to this. I really do. We'll know. Because if they don't listen to her demand, I don't know. If I was thinking about this when I first read it, and if it would be me, if I was the DOJ, I think I would send many people to take over that building and any pertinent buildings to their operations. Because I have a feeling that something is going to happen to them. It's just all strange. All strange. You know, a lot of that stuff, those people have access to from anywhere, because it's usually put on a server. I don't know. Let's see. Here's that video of that chick. Let me go ahead and play this. And I think she's going to be an incredible addition.
Big picture, with all the databases you're looking at and taxpayer money, how much do you think is being wasted or stolen?
If I had to guess, I would say it's over 100 billion. But what's more important is what they're doing with that money.
The mythical X account Data Republican, shared over and over again by Elon Musk himself, is a real person, a former programmer, now full-time calling out government waste, like exposing USAID. How did you get the attention of Elon Musk?
Honestly, I don't know. You'll have to ask him, but I'm grateful. One day, You just, I tweeted what everybody should, I just tweeted what I found, and then he tweeted everyone should follow the data Republican. My jaw dropped to the floor, and I thought, what, is this real life? But I guess tech people find tech people. I want to be clear, I don't communicate directly with Elon. He found me and supports my work. But I have communicated with some people that are involved with Doge just on the side. And I don't want to say much more about that, but I have a working relationship.
She goes by Data and uses AI tools to search public databases for waste and fraud. She's been to D.C. to meet with Elon Musk's Doge team and publishes all her findings on X and her website. Charity funding, federal grants, non-governmental organizations funded by taxpayers. It's all there. What do you say to people who think that this data, these databases, these numbers have been out there for a long time, that they've been public for a long time, and that it's sort of like a publicity stunt that they're getting all this attention now? That's
just an ignorant assumption. Data does not equal transparency. I am a database expert, a database scientist. I am a kernel engineer, and the numbers do not lie. What I did was I added the index to the book so that people can actually find the awards, what they're looking for. And you have to understand, without AI, this would not be possible because the book is so large, nobody can sit down and read the entire thing.
Her next project could be even bigger, investigating and exposing what she believes are corrupt politicians and judges. She posted this weekend, "Still working on the People Connection mega project. This will be my first truly financially high-cost initiative, so I need to get it just right."
So my project right now is to work on analyzing connections and relationships between people in the government, because if you research people long enough, you start to notice that they're all working together. They're all married. They're all in-laws. They know each other. They all sit on the same board for many years. And that's my project, to map those relationships and put it on my website.
She says Democrats and Republicans are both to blame.
I cannot tell you enough how much both are involved. It is everywhere. Now we even have members of Congress. So we have sitting members of Congress that actually sit on the NGOs right now. They vote in Congress for money for themselves, and they sit on the same NGOs that they're voting to get money. It is a huge conflict of interest, and it's buried very deep. The numbers don't lie. This is not a partisan issue, and if the American people understood completely what we're finding, there would be outrage across the board.
Are you ever scared? Because exposing things like that, the ways people are making big money secretly within our government, seems like it could put you at risk.
Oh yes, we had to change the way we live entirely, quickly. But sometimes God calls you for a mission, and you must answer that call.
So, there we go. Sorry about that. That was, kind of crazy. I am just glad that he was actually able to get in contact with her, that he ran across her video and saw it. Man, I think she can really help. Let's see. Gotta make it a pretty easy night. I want to be done with the week. Who knows, I might put something out at some point tomorrow, depending on what happens. Because there could be a lot happen involving the FBI. That could escalate very quickly. I have my doubts, but that's mainly because I also have my suspicions. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. I got to get used to the different positions of my buttons. because I'll keep taking you back through to the intro video thing, the tornado. Russia and U.S. discuss Arctic cooperation, says Bloomberg. So, I can't say I'm entirely or even merely surprised by this. It says Russia and the U.S. have discussed potential economic cooperation in the Arctic as part of a recent bilateral contacts, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday, citing sources. The discussions come amid the budding rapprochement between the two nations following a high-level meeting in Saudi Arabia last week. According to the outlet, discussions have focused on joint projects in natural resource exploration, trade routes, and energy cooperation. Source told Bloomberg that Washington sees Arctic collaboration as a possible way to drive a wedge between Moscow and Beijing, its major economic rival. However, the source admitted that the outcome is unlikely given the deep economic ties between Russia and China. So, we shall see. So apparently, Politico is saying that Macron's White House visit was a failure. I do see, I've really only seen China make remarks about Russia. I've never seen Russia make remarks about China. But it would seem like there's at least some level, on the surface, of distrust, even with Putin, as far as Xi Jinping is concerned. It's pretty crazy. Really, truly pretty crazy. Let's see. It's here, I don't expect much, to be honest, out of France. I don't expect much at all from the EU. Some of the UK we might see a little bit. I'm not positive, but the EU is going to be, they're going to be resistant. They already are. I mentioned this at the beginning of the show because I think it's of significant importance, and the reason why is the reason how we got where we were was because, as far as the younger people were concerned, they made a big shift in their culture. And so everything everywhere was all about this damn initiative that they've had. And you know what I'm talking about. The DI, every single bit of what they were doing with the kids. Insane. So the way to fix that is you have to change the culture. And that's why I find this article really important. It says, listen to gaming's most important voice standing up for DEI. And I don't have to read all through it, but basically what it is this guy is, he's very well known in the gaming community. He was involved with World of Warcraft and Diablo, StarCraft. He is really coming out against all of the craziness, the woke in the gaming industry. Because a lot of even big titled games that have came out have a woke narrative or woke characters, and those games don't do well. One that came out not real long ago is, from my understanding, already free to play because it was woke, and people just, once it came out that it was woke, nobody wanted it. I mean, you had that, of course, that very small fringe group that would. But that doesn't pay the bills. And so, anyway, this guy is coming out and speaking out on it, and getting people to garner support to put an end to this. And I do think that's important. Right on, Watchman. Well, Watchman, I've been into preparedness for quite a while. And let me just say I'm way more taken care of than what you might think. So it's not just me. So I'm just one part to a very, very big machine. So I'll be fine. Anyway, I'll be fine up until pole shift, and then that might hurt. So let's see. Watch humanoid robot perform kung fu. Now, I watched this earlier, and it is absolutely impressive. The thing is, it's still a little unsteady, but I guarantee you, they will get those things worked out. Let me get it started. I'll make it full screen. Okay, let me... So, it's rather interesting. It's rather interesting. I would rather not get a boot to the head from that thing. That might hurt. Let me get rid of some of these tabs. Okay. Damn, I still got 5 articles up. Coffee. Right on. I do think that's eventually possible. So far, I don't think they're advanced enough to quite be able to do everything they need to do. Because it would be hard for them to connect all the different equipment together to produce the parts, and they would still need something to be able to put the first one together. So, I mean, at this point, we're still good. They're not gonna... I mean, don't get me wrong, like AI could get into our power grid or something like that. I mean, that's a given. That would hurt. But as far as building robots on its own and taking over, no, we have to reach a certain threshold for that to be possible. And we need the robots that would have like the finger dexterity, all of the movement. You know, right now, like even with that Kung Fu robot video, it wasn't smooth. It had to catch itself and all of that. And don't get me wrong, if they would just add more joints, and make it so that that robot wasn't quite so stiff, and it could affect its own weight a little bit more, because we can affect our weight very easily, plus we can bend. So I think if they put just even 3-4 more joints in the back, I honestly think that they could get that thing to jump and land completely smooth, always be able to keep its balance. It'd be pretty crazy. But they got to have a little bit more flexibility than what they got. Okay. USAID blew millions on literal pet projects in Ukraine, says media. I'm sure you're not really surprised by that, but I figured I would bring that headline to you. Here's an article. I'm not even about to even dive into this damn thing. I'll read a couple of paragraphs or whatnot, but this is insane, and this is in our state of Illinois. Audit finds many were improperly enrolled in state health care program for non-citizens while costs were vastly underestimated. Now get this. Not only were they non-citizens, but somehow these non-citizens had a Social Security number. Says Governor J.B. Pritzker's administration vastly underestimated the cost and attraction of a pair of controversial programs that provide state-funded health insurance for immigrants who are not citizens, according to an audit report released Wednesday. The programs have cost the state more than $1.6 billion since the initiative began in the late 2020, and also have been plagued by improper enrollments and a failure to move some recipients who were eligible into Medicaid, the traditional health insurance program for the poor that is jointly funded by the federal government, according to the report from Illinois Auditor General Frank Martino's office. So now Illinois has been paying for their health care, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. $1.6 billion per state. This is a state. While widely supported by the Latino caucus in Springfield and other progressive lawmakers, the programs have been a source of tension among the Democrats who control the legislature and briefly derailed budget negotiations 2 years ago before legislators reached a compromise that gave Pritzker broad latitude to rein in costs. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. We need a state Doge, I think. That would be nice. Or unless maybe Elon wants to take a tour of the states after he's done with the federal government. That might be cool. Alright, more. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I'm out of coffee. Just about. Oh, man. Well, that used to be true about them being a decade ahead. I don't know that that's so much true anymore. I absolutely believe that they're even way further than that ahead in some technologies, but not all. I think when it comes right now to like robotics and stuff like that, and I think that these third-party agencies, these private industries, I honestly think that they have much better capability. They're much more efficient, the companies, it's not about just taking a bunch of money. It's about being able to produce something that nobody else can. So they're working really hard, and private industry is. And we've seen what DARPA's come up with, and DARPA's got stuff that just makes what they've shown us look like nothing. But even the private industry now, you mentioned the Tesla bots, and those are nice, but they don't have the capability yet. They're not versatile enough yet to be able to start building other robots. You have to, again, you have to reach a certain stage of being able to manipulate things and stuff like that. They're not there. They're just not really there. You tell one of those robots to put a nut on a bolt. I want to see that. I want to see one of those robots put a nut on a bolt. Now, if it's just a machine that was specifically designed to put a nut on a bolt, well, of course, that's going to do that with ease. But a robot that walks around and does all the other stuff that, say, a Tesla robot does, at this point, they don't have the joints. They don't have. There's so much involved that would have to be in every single part of that, of just a hand, of the fingers. Every joint would have to have pressure sensors and all of that, and there would have to be plenty of joints. It would have to have the same amount of joints that a human being does. And they don't quite have robotics there yet. Oh, okay, man. I just actually saw that. You said you're taking off. You have a good one, man. I probably missed you. Sorry. Anyway, got another article here. You've heard, you've seen how there have been a number of countries that's basically tried to interfere with the peace talks with Russia and Ukraine. Putin had actually given a warning about that. He says some Western elites are not happy about the potential rapprochement between Moscow and Washington and will seek to compromise. Pardon me. Let's see. The recently resumed dialogue between the two powers, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said. Under U.S. President Donald Trump's administration, Russia and the U.S. have started to gradually restore contacts that were virtually non-existent for the approximately 3 years under his predecessor, Joe Biden. Earlier this month, high-ranking Russian and American delegations met in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Following the talks, both nations agreed to work toward ending the Ukraine conflict and improving diplomatic and economic relations. Speaking at the meeting of the board of the Russian Federal Security Service officials on Thursday, Putin said that the contacts with the Trump administration inspire hope. The two sides are willing to work on restoring bilateral relations as well as resolving the systemic issues in the global security architecture that led to the Ukraine conflict and other crises. Yet some forces are being forced to prevent that from happening, the president warned. We realize that not everyone is happy to see Russia-U.S. contacts resume. A portion of the Western elites are still committed to maintaining instability in the world, and these forces will try to disrupt or to compromise the newly resumed dialogue, he said. We need to keep this in mind and leverage every possibility offered by diplomacy and special services to thwart such attempts, he told the gathered FSB officials. So, goes on to say, according to Putin, the new U.S. administration is demonstrating pragmatism and a realistic vision of things. Moscow's partners in Washington have abandoned numerous stereotypes, the so-called rules, the messianic ideological cliches of their predecessors, which in fact caused the crisis of the entire system of international relations, he said. So, I don't think he's much willing to put up with a lot of it. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't even bring that one up on the screen. Oh, well. I just reedited it. I had somebody that blocked on Facebook from sending me messages. I was crying because he hadn't seen where Elon had saved any money yet. And I would surmise that that's because he's not looking. You can literally go to doge.gov. That's simple. Doge.gov. And you can look at what Elon is doing. What a quinkydink. So anyway, in the spirit of the FIFO approach, Trump administration, cutting USAID contracts by 90%. The White House reportedly plans to halt $60 billion in foreign assistance. Now, I mean, I realize Elon's not saving us any money. What? There's $60 billion just in one agency. I expect there's going to be so much damn fraud and abuse and government's expensive as it is, but then when you go padding it with a bunch of BS, and that's been going on for decades. Says the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump plans to cut more than 90% of U.S. Agency for International Development contracts and a total of $60 billion in overall foreign aid worldwide, the AP reported on Thursday. The outlet cited an internal White House memo and filings in one of the federal lawsuits challenging the administration's plan. Immediately upon assuming office, Trump suspended most U.S. foreign assistance pending a 3-month review to determine whether to continue or cease the programs, depending on their alignment with the new administration's America First goals. You said Washington's primary mechanism for funding political projects abroad. Wait, why do we have political projects abroad? Has found tens of billions of dollars worth of approved grants frozen as a result. NGOs and nonprofits formerly receiving grants and contracts from the agency have lodged multiple lawsuits against Trump and his administration, demanding the disbursement of already allocated funds. Late on Wednesday, the U.S. Supreme Court intervened in one of the cases and temporarily blocked a ruling that demanded the government release billions of dollars in grants and contracts by midnight, according to the AP. The administration plans to eliminate 90% of USAID contracts to the tune of $54 billion, AP reported, citing the memo and court filings. Nearly half of the State Department's foreign aid grants also face the axe to the tune of another $4.4 billion, according to the outlet. The officials were clearing significant waste stemming from the decades of institutional drift, the memo reportedly states. A further shakeup in how USAID and the State Department dispersed foreign aid was forthcoming to use taxpayer dollars wisely to advance American interests, it reportedly adds. So, now he's a czar? This is saying Trump and his newly appointed government efficiency czar, Elon Musk, has reportedly accused USAID of misappropriating taxpayer money and rampant corruption. Because, newsflash, they are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We got one more article though, and then we can be done for the week. So I did get that valve body all squared away. We got it put back on. The platform lift works fine. So that's a win. Fun times, fun times. Well, maybe. Prosecuted Romanian presidential candidate asked Trump for help. Help me! Probably didn't sound like that though. Kalen Gorscu your guess is as good as mine. The winner of the first round of last year's annulled presidential election in Romania has asked U.S. President Donald Trump for help. The politician is facing criminal charges at home, which he has called a part of a political persecution campaign against him. You know, there might be some presidents of, I don't know, some of the largest countries that, at least one of the largest countries, there might be a president that has gone through that a little bit, I would think. I definitely asked President Trump to take care about the situation, he told an American blogger, Mario Nawfal. In an interview published on X on Thursday. On Wednesday, the cat, I'm going to call him the cat, the cat was arrested by the police as he was about to file to run for the presidency again. He was released later this same day. According to the Romanian authorities, he faces a total of 6 charges, including anti-constitutional acts. I wonder if that's because he ran. And misreporting his finances. He was barred by a court order from leaving the country, appearing on TV, or posting anything on social media. Because this guy's not allowed to let anybody know what happened. This is interesting. And I really do hope that Trump, at least looks into it to try to get an idea of just what's going on. Man, oh, okay. What? Hang on. I might have to give somebody a boot. Oh. Okay. I think I know who that is. What is he doing? Oh. I don't know. I was looking at everything he was posting. Pretty sure that's the guy's son that I fixed that bow body for. Anyway, sorry about that. Had to check it out. My phone was going crazy. It was our local group, so I wanted to make sure all was okay in there. So just posting of a kitty cat several times. So anyway, back to this this situation going on here with the Romanian president. I do hope that Trump looks into that. Really, really do. Anyway, that's all the news I've got. I'll hop out of here and end my week and, try to relax for a few days. If something big, I guess I could have came back up here. If something big happens tomorrow involving the Epstein stuff, I may do a video for it. It'd have to be big for me to go live. But I do have some other stuff I got to do tomorrow as well. So, again, if something big comes out about it, I'll make sure to at least make a video on it or something. Anyway, I am out of here. I hope everybody has a good night. Hope you have a good weekend. I will see you all Sunday night. Shalom.